Hello, BookTube. I have yet another book haul for you. This is book haul number 9 of 2017. It's a nice, discreet stack, and it ends with a box. So let's start with this one. Nice and hefty. What have we here? What have we here? Oh, the folks at One World Books, they're always good. I don't think I've reviewed a book of theirs in a bit. I should see to that. I should see to fixing that. Okay, it's not going to be this one. This is How Money Got Free by Brian Patrick. Bitcoin and the Fight for the Future of Finance. Now, I've read a long piece in Men's Journal on Bitcoin. I read a long piece in Vanity Fair on Bitcoin, but they were mostly on Bitcoin fraud. I don't know that I understand the concept, actually, to tell you the truth. Maybe this book will tell me, but I certainly don't know enough to review it. And I actually, now that I think about it, I think I know a freelancer who does. So I think I have a potential reviewer for this. Oh, that's always a thrilling feeling. This comes out in early May, so that gives me time to conjure. Good, excellent. All right, so let's see what we have here. Oh, there's some stuff on the floor. We'll move on to the next one. I'm getting a feeling here that the audio is not good. I mean, worse than usual. I'll check and see. Oh, great. Oh, all right. Great. This is Jason Rekulak, who is the publisher of Quirk Books, where he has published a dozen New York Times bestsellers. Some of his most notable publications at Quirk include Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and the YA fantasy novel Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. So he is the publisher of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which everybody on BookTube knows, and he's decided to write his own book. In this lovely, look at this edition. It has the decorative edges, all sorts of. This is lovely. It's The Impossible Fortress, and it comes out in early February. That's what it looks like, and I will be reviewing this for the Washington Post, probably in early February. So I better get right on this. What have we got here? Simon & Schuster invites you to travel back to 1987. Well, they don't invite us wholeheartedly, do they? I bet I can tell right away one way they don't invite us to go back to 1987. And that would be, let's see here. Yeah, this hardcover novel is going to be $26. As opposed to $8.50. So, but anyway. In celebration of the author's dazzling debut novel, The Impossible Fortress. In May of 1987, Playboy published scandalous photographs of Vanna White from the popular TV game show Wheel of Fortune. 3 teenage boys, Billy, Alf, and Clark, who are desperately uneducated in the ways of women. The magazine is somewhat of a holy grail, priceless beyond measure and impossible to attain, so they hatch a plan to steal it. The heist will be fraught with peril. A locked building, intrepid police officers, rusty fire escapes, leaps across rooftops, electronic alarm systems, and a hyperactive Shih Tzu named Arnold Schwarzenegger. Failed attempt after failed attempt leads them to a genius master plan. They'll swipe the security code to Zelensky's convenience store by seducing the owner's daughter, Mary Zelensky. Okay. All right. So, it's a wacky romp. And it's a debut novel, and it's set in 1987. So the Impossible Fortress, I will, if I remember, I will let you know when my review shows up, so you can all rush to the newsstand and buy the Washington Post. Then what do we have next? Well, now settle down there. This is the finished copy of the Impossible Fortress. Interesting. Look at that. That almost never happens. They did a complete redesign. What on earth? Is one of these... No, they're both Simon & Schuster, both American. Wow. It's a complete redesign. That never happens. That's expensive. I wonder why that is. I think we can all agree that the ARC is much nicer. Oh, okay, all right. Well, I have 2 copies of the Impossible Fortress. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. What have we got here? I haven't had a Steve book yet. Okay, this is the advanced copy of Be Like the Fox, Machiavelli and His World by Erica Benner. We're certainly getting closer to a Steve book. In fact, this will do if it's well done. I never actually did read the e-copy that I had of this. I started it, and it was sort of flat, so I didn't keep going. But I might want to review this. This comes out in May. Since the publication of The Prince 5 centuries ago, Machiavelli has been associated with political amorality. Yes, he has. Would have been news to him. But that characterization is unfair. Okay. In Be Like the Fox, Erica Benner sets the historical record straight. Far from the ruthless Machiavellian henchman that people think he was, Machiavelli emerges here as a profound ethical thinker who fought to uphold high moral standards and restore democratic freedoms to his beloved Florence. Well, huzzah! Okay. All right. So Be Like the Fox comes out in the spring. And a reevaluation of Machiavelli, that will get reviewed everywhere. Everywhere. Let's see. Oh my. Oh, it's a Penguin classic. It's Ibsen, but I won't hold that against it. It's Peer Gynt and Brand. It's a new verse translation by Geoffrey Hill. Wow, a new translation. This is 2016? Yes, it is. Oh, very interesting. All right. Ambitious. Well, I gotta love Penguin Classic. All right, so this is a new translation. New introduction, new notes, new everything. So maybe I'll give it a try. Ibsen has always left me completely cold. But, a new translation from Penguin virtually demands to be read. So, for me, anyway. And then what have we got here? Oh, goodness gracious. All right. This is called The Pen and the Brush, How Passion for Art Shaped 19th Century French Novels by Anke Mulstein. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Oh, goodness. There's the inside artwork is very nice. There are all of our usual suspects. Okay, but it's not just about art. It's also about fiction. Is that right? Hailed as an excellent provisioner of high-quality intellectual goods by the Wall Street Journal, Anke Mulstein brings her customary wit and erudition to her newest book, exploring the passion of late 19th century and 20th century French novelists for fine art. She returns to the subject familiar to her readers, Proust, Balzac, Zola, and de Maupassant, but she shifts her discerning eye away from Proust's library and Balzac's omelets to focus on the startlingly symbiotic relationship each writer had with painting. Okay. Interesting. This comes out in a couple of weeks. This is a January release. Interesting. All right. And then the box. We'll see what's in here. What is this going to be? Oh, it's something big. Oh, okay. Good. This is the finished copy of a book haul. Wouldn't be complete on this channel without a World War II era book, and that's what this is. This is a finished copy of Blood and Fears by Kevin Wilson, subtitled How America's Bomber Boys of the 8th Air Force Saved World War II. Great. Fantastic. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The inside cover. Let's see if you can make this out. It's riveted. Isn't that awesome? This is Pegasus Books, and this comes out in the first week of February. Okay. The U.S. 8th Air Force came of age in 1944. With a fresh commander, it was ready to demonstrate its true power, from Operation Argument in February, targeting German aircraft production plants, to bringing the Luftwaffe to battle over Berlin. The combined efforts of the U.S. Air Force and the Royal Air Force's round-the-clock campaign bottled up the German army in Normandy. Day after day, the American bomber boys watched their comrades burn to death in blazing bombers, or observed their comrades being thrown out of the exploding aircraft without parachutes and sinking with their crippled aircraft in the freezing North Sea. But by the following spring, they had destroyed the Nazis' fighting spirit and saw Germany broken in two. This is a new history of that that fight. Oh my God, I am on board. This is by Kevin Wilson, who spent most of his life working as a journalist on British national newspapers, including the Daily Mail and the Sunday Express. He is the author of the Bomber War trilogy, which include Bomber Boys, Men of the Air, and Journey's End. He lives in England. So the Bomber Boys trilogy, the Bomber War trilogy, is that historical fiction? Are Bomber Boys, Men of Air, and Journey's End novels, or are they histories? If they're histories, I want them. Okay, great. So I think my schedule for the Christian Science Monitor for February is all set, and this isn't on it. But there's always Open Letters Weekly, which I trust you all read. It's the little spot that's constantly refreshing on the front page of Open Letters Monthly. Now, the Open Letters Monthly, for those of you who might be new to the channel and not know, is the online literary journal, which I have the honor to be the managing editor. And the main attraction are when the big gun placements fire on the first of the month. That's when the main table of contents for the issue changes over. But in the meantime, just to keep people coming to the site, and also because we get lots of, as you can see on this channel, we get lots more books than we can review on a table of contents. In the meantime, my colleagues there have very nicely given me a little spot on the front page called Open Letters Weekly. It's not technically mine. Anybody really can write there, including some of you, if you wanted to try your hand. Feel free to email me, and we can talk about getting an 800-page review. 800-page. That's more my line than yours. Don't have a heart attack. 800-word. An 800-word review of a new release. There's that little spot, and they designed it pretty much with me in mind, so that we can review more books, something more akin to the speed with which I read new books. And this is perfect for that. And it's been very gratifying over the last 10 years to watch the publishing industry and the literary world notice that. We've Open Letters punches above its weight in terms of, for instance, the book blurbs, on paperbacks and on paid page advertisings in big literary journals. Our name has been right next to some of the biggest literary journals in the world on the strength of our reviewing, even though we are scrappy and small. I digress only because I'm not sure that I always make it clear where you can find a lot of my reviews of new books. I know that I need to amend that so that you can also find at least a bit of those reviews on Goodreads. That is a determination of mine for 2017. I've just been horribly remiss so far. So there you have it. You have Blood and Fears, that's World War II. You have The Pen and the Brush, 19th century French novels and paintings. A new Penguin classic of Ibsen. Be Like the Fox, a revisionist biography of Machiavelli. The Impossible Fortress, a debut novel about boys obsessed with 1987 erotica, and its finished copy, which I will be reviewing for the Washington Post, and How Money Got Free, about Bitcoin. So that is the 9th mail haul of 2017. And I'll see you soon, BookTube. Thank you.